Hello everybody and welcome to Joe's BBQ House in Review. Today we're going to do the first cook on the Santa Maria attachment from Titan. I ordered this product from their website and I'll link a video below where you can see where I did a complete review and build of this product. No, Titan does not pay me to say this, but I'm here to say so far the construction for the price is absolutely worth it. Just check out the video. So what I'm going to do is go inside. I'm going to prep up 2 spatchcocked chickens. I might have to half them up to fit both them whole birds on this grill, but that's what this thing does. We're here to grill and see how this thing works, and I've never used one of these ever. So you're going to experience that with me today. All right, I'd also like to mention that we are going to be using some of these rubs from Smoked Midwest BBQ. He was nice enough to send these out to me. And we're going to see how good they are. I haven't opened them up or tried them. I'll link his YouTube channel in the iCard above, and we'll see you in a minute. Okay everybody, you guys see me do this in my other videos, but we're going to go ahead and spatchcock these chickens. But before I start, I'd like to show you that we're going to use this Smoked Midwest BBQ sweet heat rub and his sweet rub. All right, everybody, I went ahead and changed out my gloves. We're going to go ahead and start out with this Smoked Midwest BBQ sweet rub. I already took off the seal. I had given it a smell, and I could definitely smell chili in there for sure. It smells really good. Guys, always when you get some rubs like this, especially when they're coarse, you want to kind of shake it when you apply it so all the rubs mix together. Okay, I'm going to go over it with the sweet heat rub. Got some good color. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and turn these birds over and get the other side. Now with the sweet heat. All right, everybody, so as you know, this is the bottom base of a Weber Smoky Mountain, which, as you see in my previous video, this does fit the 22-inch Weber kettle. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and get this thing started. And let's start out by go ahead and raising up the grate all the way. We're going to go ahead and add this Commando Joe big block lump coal. And this should definitely be enough to get us started for our wood chunks. Just going to go ahead and stack it kind of in the center. And here I'm going to use my torch. You can use a charcoal chimney with like a lighter cube or however you want to light your coals, but today I'm going to use my weed burner. Okay, very important tip, guys, when you are running one of these open flame type grills, keep all your vents wide open. Whatever vents you may have on your Weber kettle, you might have the one-touch system or you might have the lever on the bottom to open them up. Keep all your vents wide open. This is an open concept and you want as much airflow as you can because you're running wide open. Also, another tip is get you some kind of a fireproof mat in case you're running on a wood deck like I am. This just prevents added safety. That's what it is. Prevents fires and all that good stuff. Okay, everybody, all I'm waiting on is this lump coal to get ready so I can fan it out, and we'll throw a chunk of that oak wood on there, and we'll see you in a little bit. Here you'll see that I have the wood burning very nicely. Gonna go ahead and lower that grate down some, and let's get our birds on and go from there. Let's see what she does. I'm gonna say about right there. That's pretty close to being halfway down. That looks pretty good. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna go ahead and spray these grates. These are nothing but, I'm gonna say steel, and they're coated steel. It's not raw steel where you have to season them. It's just a thin wire grate. And I'm just gonna spray a little oil on them just to protect it from sticking. All right, let's go ahead and set one of these birds right here. I'll go ahead and set the other one right here. A little space there. All right. All right, everybody, as you can see, I have the grate about halfway. You can see here our fire is right just below the grate. I don't want to get the flames directly on here because we still have to cook this and we don't want to sear these throughout the whole thing. But I got it below the tips of the flames, which is great. I'm thinking that I'm gonna let this go every 15 minutes. I'll check it, make sure it ain't getting too dark on the bottom side. I'll flip them, we'll go from there. And we shall return when I have to flip. I may lower this as the fire dies down. I may add another wood chunk, we'll see. This is my first time, and I hope you're enjoying it so far. All right, so here we're 43 minutes in, and I like to tell you that having that grate halfway up didn't really do any justice. So I went ahead and lowered it. I had a couple more splits. And what I'm hoping to have it lower is to get more of a heat going to this. Being that the wind's blowing, I think it was blowing too much of the heat away. But now I see the juices dripping. And there's no real, just picking it up by the bone here. It's very hot. I think maybe she's still gonna cook, but being almost 45 minutes in, I would think that it should have been done a little bit more. Normally my spatchcock birds take about an hour and a half to 2 hours, but we'll see. Like I said, this is a learning experience for me, and hopefully maybe for you if you're new to these Santa Marais. And we're here to practice and learn, and maybe within the next 10 minutes or within the hour mark, I'll go ahead and flip them the other way. I did add a couple more chunks of wood. Smelling great out here, and we'll see what happens. All right, about an hour and 5 minutes in, and I'm gonna go ahead and rotate these. All right, let's see what kind of color we have on these. Go ahead and pick up on the wing a little bit. Well, I'm actually kind of liking that because we're not burnt after an hour. They are very warm. Wow, look at that. All right, well, there's the color of the birds. As you can see, they're looking good so far. For an hour and 5 minutes in, not too bad. All right, everybody, we are 2 hours and 12 minutes in. Let's go ahead and flip these birds around and see where we're at. All right, not as brown as I'd like to be, but they're looking good. I'll let these go for half an hour, and then I'll flip them on the last half hour, and I'll probably end up lowering the grate to get it close to the frame to crisp that skin. But I'll tell you what, they're smelling good, they're looking good, everything's going smooth. Not bad at all. All right, everybody, we're gonna get a internal temp on this Inkbird Instaprobe. Stay tuned for a review on this thing. Let's see where our breasts are looking at. It's in about 128. Look at our thighs. 145. 146. So I went ahead and rotated them. What I'm going to do is wait about 15 more minutes, and I'm going to go ahead and flip these birds, let that skin crisp over the outside, and I promise you nothing but quality at the end. All right, everybody, we're going to go ahead and been 3 hours in. I'll show you the timer here in a minute, but I want to go ahead and get these flipped. All right, so now that I flipped them over, I'm going to take them closer down to the flame. Get that skin charred. We are 3 hours and 7 minutes in. All right, everybody, let's go ahead and check the internal temps. I went ahead and flipped them. So let's look at our thigh temps. We're sitting at about 154, 5. Go ahead and check the other side. It's sitting about 154, 155, 156, about the same. So we'll go ahead and let that skin side crisp up, and we'll return when this is done. And I promise you, this is going to be an awesome cook over the open fire. So right now, we're gonna go ahead and fry some bacon for some green beans on this cast iron skillet. Let me go ahead and raise it up a little bit. I mean, the handle's always, it's not even hot, not even close to being hot. Let's go ahead and raise it up a little bit off that fire. Set the brake. That's what's awesome about this pit, is that you guys can just raise and lower to your temperature. I'll show you the chicken here in a minute. And my neighbor, I should say my new neighbors, Billy and Tiffany, are gonna stop by and gonna bring some ribs. The guy loves watching my channel. I hope that I inspired him, and we're gonna see what his ribs look like compared to the chicken. So what I have to show you guys is that this unit is actually pretty good. I thought that it was a fail because I had my cast iron skillet here on offset, which means that when you raise it up, I can feel the tension coming on each side. So when you go to lower it, it's gonna fail. It will not lower down. So what you need to do is keep your weight centered onto the grill, on the grill grate. That way, when you raise it down, you go to raise it up, let it back down, everything's fine. If you off-centered the weight of your meat or the cast iron pot that you're cooking with, what's gonna happen? It's not gonna fall down, because as you can see, the cables are not allowing it to fall down. So I'll do a little example. All this slack here, now I have to go like this with it, which is not right. So what you want to do is keep your weight centered, and everything will work flawlessly. And my neighbor Billy came over tonight and said, hey, what happens if you put your weight in the center? Right, Billy? Right. Wow. Amazing. Everything's flawless. Set it offside. Nothing. Put it in the center. Amazing. Thank you, Billy, for pointing that out to me. But anyway, guys, yeah, I had some complications with it, but my neighbor came over. He showed me how this thing, you know, maybe keep your weight to the center. Everything works great. So I want to thank my neighbor Billy for stopping by and bringing over some ribs that he made tonight on his Weber Performer. And we're going to check this all out. We'll get the chicken laid out. We'll get the ribs laid out. Billy, thank you, sir. All right, everybody, here's the final results. And here's what we got. My neighbor brought over his ribs. He followed my recipe. I know they look a little dark on camera, but I'm gonna tell you what, we're gonna give these a shot. And I can almost guarantee you they're gonna be as tender and juicy as the ones that I make. Look at that. Fall off the bone. Juicy. So yeah, those ribs from my neighbor was amazing, from Billy Thomas. So let's go ahead and check out the chicken that we did on that Santa Maria. As you see, very tender. Go ahead and get a little bite. Yes, very good. Over here you can see we did some beans on the Santa Maria style kettle, what we did with the chicken. And this here is Billy Thomas's wife's corn casserole. Let's go ahead and get it like a cut in the breast. Show you how juicy these are. As you can see, it's very juicy and tender. Yes, that Smoked Midwest BBQ seasoning is amazing. Awesome stuff, guy.